What up, fellow martial arts and kung fu movie fans? This is the 12th Venom Gary Williams of FilmFanDojo.com coming to you with another hopefully, quick review of a film that I was pleasantly surprised by that I watched last week. That film is Silat Warriors Deed of Death. If you're interested at FilmFanDojo.com, I had an interview with the director, Areel Abu Bakar. So excuse me in the beginning if I'm going to mispronounce a lot of these names because I do not speak Malaysian and I'm going to try my best to not disrespect their names. But excuse me, I mean no disrespect, is I'm trying to pronounce their names correctly. So I did have a chance to have a print interview with the director, Areel Abu Bakar. So check that out at filmfandojo.com, and we go into, it's not that long, but we go into some things about challenges of making the films, his vision for Malaysian Silat being recognized on the screen, etc. So with that being said, Silat Warriors Deed of Death, I watched it on Yah TV, so I'm going to give a shout out to Yah TV. I think that they're doing an excellent job of bringing some of these films over. Silat Warriors Deed of Death, aka Geran, was shown at the New York Asian Film Festival in 2020, and so it's not necessarily new to America, but in the grand scheme of things, using Go USA's digital and streaming platform to put the movie out. So I got to give a shout out to Yah TV. So the synopsis is when a young gambler's wild lifestyle of illegal betting, drag racing, and brutal street fights pit him against ruthless criminal enterprise, his luck finally runs out. The gang shows up at his father's home to collect on the debt, forcing his family to fight in order to save their land and his life. So that synopsis again comes from Go USA. And that's a basic premise to the story. And as I said in my interview, or asked in my interview, I think the simpler the story for some movies, the better, because it's something we can relate to. Family. We all have that family member or family members who put us, by their actions, they put us in situations that are not necessarily of our own making, but we're now involved in the situations, and that's what this story was about. Of course, being it was a martial arts movie, and the martial art of Malaysia, Silat, we get Silat fight scenes, which cool, for us martial arts movie fan. But I want to talk a little bit about the story because I think the story is good because it's something that's cultural, and I really love movies that expose me to a different culture or aspects of a different culture. And the family in this movie, and there's flashbacks in the movie, and it's going to be semi-spoiler, but I'm trying not to get a lot away. But flashbacks in the movie have them training Silat as a family. So I thought that was cool. And if you look at the interview, Areel Abu Bakar, the director, talks about the importance of family and everything else. So, that was a cool story. And what highlights for me, I'm not going to give a lot of things away, and now I'm going to get into the fight scenes. What highlighted the fight scenes for me was that they progressed. So, for instance, some of the first fight scenes didn't have a lot of actions in them. Bang, 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 hit. We get a very interesting use of the scarf or the it's a name, and excuse me the name, but that the female character is doing in the fight scenes. So we get that aspect of Silat, which is unique, especially the way she used it. We get, as I'm talking about the progressions of the fight scenes, we get, again, short actions and quick things as it progresses to the end fight, which is one of the best fights I've seen in a while on screen. Many people will say it reminds them of The Raid in certain aspects because I think it's because of the Silat. For me, is different because the setting was different. Now, speaking to the director, a lot of the players in this were not stunt people. They were real life Silat fighters. And you will see that the fight scenes aren't super polished, but they're good. You know, it does kind of have a little shaky cam aspect, but not. It's similar to the Raid in that the camera's shaking to um, give the audience the intenseness of the action, the intenseness of the hit. And these days I expect that, and that's kind of, the way a lot of people make films, film fight scenes. It was great, but I love the progression. I love the end fight scene, which I think I clocked the end fight scene roughly. I mean, from inception to the end, about 15 to 17 minutes, which that's great because we get to see varied things. We get to see varied fighters. I want to mention. Sorry for mispronouncing his name. Koruala as Ali, who's one of the brothers of the family, but he's the one in the end fight scene, and I want to see him in other stuff. Excuse me, this is my chair creaking, but I want to see him in other stuff because I love this technique. I love his intensity in the fights. I really enjoyed this movie, and I actually went in thinking that I wouldn't. I'm like, oh, this is another same thing. No, I really was engrossed in the story, and then the fights just helped to elevate the story. But look out. Okay, I'm going to tell you some things. Look out for the fight scene with the young lady using the scarf in the market. Look out for the end fight. Like I said, the actions of the end fight, about 15 minutes or so, if not more, 15, 17, maybe 20. I can't remember. Look out for that. I enjoy, again, I'm going to repeat this. I enjoyed the story. A simple story to set up the fights, but something, cultural, because in speaking with the director in the interview, he did say that something like loan sharking and stuff is an issue in some parts of Malaysia, and a big issue. So he wanted to tackle that. I thought that was great. So I enjoyed it. I'm not going to give a star rating. I'm going to give my recommendations for you to see Silat Warriors Deed of Death. You can do it on Yah TV. I believe the physical copy comes out July 8th, 2021. I don't know the digital. Like I said, I saw it on Yah TV. I don't know if it's digital on like Amazon or anything yet. I'm checking right now on my phone to see. And it may be digital on demand. Check it out. Yeah, it's on Wellgo USA site. I'm looking on their site, and it does say Silat Warriors Deeds of Death is digital and on demand. But if you don't have Yah TV, check on Amazon, check on Vudu, check on all the streaming networks to see if you do have it. I'm going to suggest for the Kung Fu movie fan or the modern martial arts movie fan, the investment of, I think it's $2.99. And I'm not getting paid by Wellgo USA to plug it, but I think it's a good network. I enjoy it. I've seen that I got to do an undercover punch and gun review coming up. And I want to say something about these reviews. I'm not really in the heavy telling you every aspect of the story. I want to make a commentary more like it and just tell you some things I like. But I want to encourage you to see the movie because you're going to have your unique take. And so when you do that, can you please leave what you thought of Silat Warriors Deeds of Death in the comments? If you could also leave if there's anything that you want me to kind of give my commentary on. I'm trying to get better at these, honestly, because I'm a quick and kind of concise person. Well, not that I'm looking at almost 10 minutes, but I try to be a clear and quick and concise person. So my recommendation, Silat Warriors Deeds of Death, in fight scene, the fight scene in the market with the young lady with the sarong. I'm calling the sarongs now. It's a scarf of some type. Excuse me for saying that if that's incorrect. But go check that out. Go to Yah TV, Wellgo USA, and get all the information on this movie. Again, this is the 12th Venom Gary Williams of FilmFanDojo.com, where we have an interview with Director Areel Abu Bakar. So check that out to give you some insight into this movie. Please go support these movies in any way you can, because we want to see more content like this. And I'm looking forward to see what's next from Director Areel Abu Bakar and a lot of the cast members and Silat players that were in this movie. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful rest of the day. This is the 12th Venom Gary Williams signing off from FilmFanDojo.com. Peace.